cheers and enjoy the beers. Did you see those transitions, man? They were slick. They were sexy in that intro, man. Oh, yes. Good evenings, greetings, man. Welcome once again to our Asco and Disco beer review with me, Disco, coming to you with another live stream from in front of the cans and bottles. Here on the bar, I'm still sexually calling the Disco Arms. But seriously, did you see those transitions in the intro? If not, go back and check them out afterwards. I thought they were spot on. And I was really pleased with them. But there we go. Yeah, live show number 35 on a new live show. Greetings, one and all. Welcome along. I hope you've got a beer. For this Monday night is, as always, Monday Club. Sort of first day of my weekend. I haven't put Monday Club on the banner. Terrible. But because I have to have it. It's a long enough banner as well. It's a whole long title today. Just because these things amuse me and I wanted to get it all in. So yeah, Monday Club across the great beyond to the other world to meet the family. Free taken from the free beers I've got in today. Henry 420, thank you very much. Pre-commenting on the show and probably liking as well. Also getting in early. Sorry, I was a little bit late again. Usual technical issues, but good evening, Simo Sups. Thanks for popping in for a wee sup along. I hope you've got something in your glass. Also, David Wilson, thank you very much indeed for popping in. Yeah, so not a lot to say on this one because obviously I said a lot on Saturday. I did a live show on Saturday afternoon from the brewery. Bit of a surprise, but thanks to everybody for popping in for that one. Had a couple of beers. I thought that went reasonably well. I didn't think anybody would pop in on a Saturday, but it kind of amused me to do so. And I had a couple of hours spare. Wasn't actually working. I was up there, watched a bit of football, and then I had the laptop and the camera, which is probably why the screen looks a bit wonky. I've just noticed because I've moved the camera and had to reset it up again today. But hey ho, these things happen. It's still mostly in view. So over there a little bit. Is that a bit better? No, it doesn't matter a damn, does it? Anyway, let's go with, as from the title, as it suggests, let's go with beer number one, please. So, yeah, no particular theme today. I just saw three, although I've noticed it was a sort of a theme developing there in a way, but yeah, I just liked the names of these beers, or rather the breweries, and the name of the beer that fitted in what felt like a kind of title, a kind of almost like a storyline, a synopsis, if you will. But yeah, we're starting with this one. I wasn't sure which of the first two that I'm going with, but I went with this one because it fitted into that storyline tagline a bit better. And also, I've been really looking forward to this one. It's been sitting in the stash a while. From a brewery I know really very little about, but we'll look into that in a minute. And what a beautiful, beautiful colour that is for a beer. Really deep maroon on the naked eye, a bit darker on the camera. It's been in the fridge all day, but proper. I don't know if you can see that through the light. Carbonation racing up the glass there. So bubbly, but a nice head development, but also it seems to be staying. It is a sour, peanut butter and jelly sour, obviously, as the name suggests. Let me do the photo. Thank you for the reminder, as always. Let me do the photo whilst that head sticks around, because I'm sure it will leave for a bit. But let's have a look. And I've also got to remember to plug the phone back in, because it's right on low battery. I should have enough to get through the stream, but we'll have to plug it in, because everything depends on the phone and the mobile data. So if the phone dies, I've got no mobile data, so I have to remember to plug the phone in each time and keep an eye on it, on the numbers. That's all in focus, not too bad. Yeah, that looks all right. So yeah, sticking with the usual Monday Club theme, take the photo, sniff the beer, talk about what we find. I think we can be fairly certain of what we find with this one. It's a 4.4%, which is, I thought, quite low for a sour of this nature, but then that's probably because I'm thinking about the bigger ones like the Neon Raptors and Vampire Disco and stuff like that. So it's a generous kind of session sour, I guess. Head is staying, which quite impressive. Maybe that's because of the lower ABV, perhaps. But yeah, anybody heard of Great Beyond Brewing? I know nothing about them. I don't even know where they're from. I haven't really looked at the can. I've got a magnifying glass. Do that in a minute. We'll find some information. So we'll be learning about new breweries and see what we get. So yeah, loving the colour from the start. Wow, that's weird. My initial aroma was banana, which is really, really strange. I can't smell peanut butter. Yeah, I suppose there is a bit of sort of raspberry and banana. Really odd combination, but one I'm perfectly happy with. To be honest, just wasn't really expecting it in there. Can't really smell peanut butter. Don't know, maybe. Yeah, kind of really unusual. Not off or wrong or anything, but just really not quite what I was expecting. So, good excitement so far from the beer, eh? Anyway, cheers. If you are watching, you've got a beer one. Cheers. Welcome to Monday Club. Let's get this down and see what we get. Ooh. Oh, wow. That's juicy. Yeah, lots of raspberry juice in that. For 4.4%, that's hitting on the sour. Really hitting on the sour note. It's not bad. Definitely raspberry, but not. It's more just like kind of red fruits rather than specifically raspberry. And I do like raspberry as a fruit, especially in the beer. It's got some character to it. It's properly thin, like juice. But yeah, it's not bad. It's just odd. It's not quite what I was expecting. As you see from the other week when I did that stream where I did 3 sours, often struggle a little bit with sours, but I like to put one in now and again. Normally mid-session, I probably maybe should have done because I've got 3 beers that have got, I guess, 3 really distinct flavours on them. So mixing them up it was always going to be a bit difficult. And I thought they went well together in the tagline, but there we go. Why is nothing working? There we go. Drinking a Two Flints, a big G. And I was looking briefly at a Two Flints beer today, actually, for this, but it was a double IPA. It didn't really fit in the storyline tagline. Paul, PA Brew News, welcome along. And also from USA, as a Shark Home Brewing. Thanks, everybody, for popping in on what here in the UK is a kind of dull and drab Monday night. So I thought I'd, liven up a bit with a few beers. So it's essentially my weekend. I haven't been at the brewery all weekend. Didn't need to be up there all weekend on the Saturday. There was a sudden change of plan, and I went up there to watch the football. So I had a laptop, and that's why I'd done the live. And it went reasonably well, I guess. I might see if I can do some more lives up there sometime. I can't really do lives on the mobile. I mean, I could, but I can't really see the screen properly. So I'd have to take the laptop up there, and that is a bit more logistically in depth. Also take the webcam as well, rather than do it on the laptop. And as Adam pointed out, it was reasonably good quality on the stream, which, happy with that. Yeah, this one's developing in that fruit note. It's also developing a little bit in the sour and the tartness of raspberries. Not getting any peanut butter. Might be a reason for that, I guess, because that has been sitting in the stash. Quelle surprise. It's been sitting in the stash for some time. Cannot even remember, to be honest, where I picked it up from. I don't know. Where did I get this from? I want to say a Brew York order, but I'm not sure. No, definitely. Oh, I know. I got it from Paul. Up at Creative Juices. It was just sitting there in the fridge. Looked interesting. Thought I'd give it a go. Never heard of the brewery. Which makes me think they might be fairly local. Can't say I've heard of them. I'm guessing. Well, I thought they were up north somewhere, but I don't know. Let's have a look. I haven't really looked on the can that much because I try not to, so we can find it in the development of the information as we go. Peanut butter and raspberry sour, 4.4%. Lactic fermentation imparts a sharp sourness, true, complemented by an abundance of whole raspberries, nice, adding vibrant flavour, deep colour, and pinkish foam, which is still sticking around. Again, unusual for a sour. Finished with a natural peanut butter flavour for a smooth, nutty finish. Yeah, not really getting that. In date. I must have picked it up when I was there in August or September, so I've been out there a few times this year, more so than usual, but not for a while. Yeah, so packaged on 13th of May, best before it says is the 13th of January 25, so I'm in date. Oh, here we go. This is a surprise. I didn't actually see this. Union Walk, London E2. It's E2. Don't know. Whereabouts is E2 in London? I don't know my London postcodes anymore. It's not Walthamstow, it's E17-ish, isn't it? E18. E2's fairly close in, isn't it? It's like Mile End or Bethnal Green or somewhere, I think. I don't know. We'll have a look at it. But yeah, completely new one on me. I say picked up from Creative Juices. Last time I said that, Paul popped in to say hello. He hasn't managed to get the timing right on this one. Yeah, love the raspberries. Not really getting much. I mean, it's kind of... There's a sort of hint of it there, but only because I know it's there. It's a kind of like a really thinly spread on toast peanut butter. Do you know what I mean? There's a sort of... It's like mustiness, maybe, of the like nut dust kind of thing. Yeah, really interesting. Really interesting. Oh, here we are. A man with a geography, better geography than me, London. For change. Hoxton. Yes, I knew it was fairly close in. Let's have a look then. I did set this up, so let's have a look. Great Beyond. Yeah, I haven't even really seen them pop up on like Instagram or anything. Great Beyond Brewing Company. There we go. Brewery Arch in Hoxton. Let's tap that up a little bit. There you go. Now I can read it. So yeah, Hoxton's a fairly trendy part of London, around just to the north of Shoreditch. On the way to Hackney, I suppose. Well, not quite being Hackney. Tucked into a charming railway arch in Hoxton. I guess they're fairly new then, because I've walked around Hoxton a fair bit back in the day. Didn't really know there's any round there. Enjoy a range of beers, crisp lagers, hoppy IPAs, usual stuff. If you're craving pizza, we've partnered with Yard Sale just around the corner on Hackney Road. There you go, fair play. Well, now we've found out where it is. Yeah, the peanut butter's coming through a little bit, man. I just got that little kind of... It's more like peanut butter wafer. Like, there's a bit of waferiness to it. A peanut butter biscuit rather than a big smattering dollop of peanut butter. But the raspberries are there. There's another raspberry sour there, the Raspberry Incident. Let's have a quick look at the beer range, because I've never... Even when I got it, I didn't look into them. Somewhat surprisingly, I probably should have. See what we got. Hoxton Fresh, Hoxton Lager. Easily named ones, being for the local area. Hoxton White. Belgian style wheat beer, since I was talking about white beers and wheat beers the other day. There's the PB&J Sour, £4.90. So still available. And a straight raspberry sour. Oatmeal porter, and of course an IPA. Oh, I thought that was a tomato for a second. I thought they got a tomato beer, but no, cherry and tonka sour. I'm a little bit put off cherry sours after that stream the other week where I had 3 of them. And yeah, cherry and coffee in a sour. Not sure about that, but they've got a range of cans. Nice little looking kit there. So they got a little bit of squeeze some good kit into that railway arch. Great Beyond is an independent craft brewery based in Hoxton. Oh, hello, Kat. Thank you. Your poor timing as ever. Founded by 3 beer-loving friends, Ollie, Nick, and John. All the usual stuff. Well, there we go. There we go. There's a train going over the railway. So it is underneath by Hoxton Station. That was the old East London line. Second birthday bash. So they've been going 2 years, which is a hella brave move to be opening a brewery, especially out there in the middle of everything that was going on 2 years ago. I guess there's a lot of people that did, though, weren't there? Because, like, you know, on the back end of other breweries closing and home brewing becoming a popular pastime, being stuck at home, etc., from 2020. So that's possibly the development, maybe. But yes, well, there we go. Now I've had the beer. I better follow them because that's what I tend to do. I tend to go around following breweries once I've had their beer or beers. I kind of want to. Yeah, anybody else? Anybody been to Hoxton for Great Beyond? I wander around there a fair few times. I used to come into town that way to cheap train fares. I'd come down at come into Zone 2, so I didn't have to pay Zone 1 prices, and then walk down from Hoxton. It was a bit industrial, a bit East End, but yeah, not a bad little wander down. There's a few pubs on the way. A few bars and that, but yeah, I haven't been up that way for a long, long time. That peanut butter is developing a little bit more now as you go through. That kind of definitely a peanut butter kind of wafer note to it, which ties in what I read there with peanut butter flavour rather than, I guess, dumping a bucket load of peanut butter in a brewery is probably fairly difficult. Like, you know, science complexity wise of what it does to the beer, etc. But so maybe they've just gone with the flavour, but yeah, peanut butter doesn't massively come through. It does to give it a kind of jam, jelly kind of note. It's quite thin, but that gives it nice juiciness. It's kind of eventually comes through with the peanut butter, like I say, so it kind of rounds off the sour a little bit. A little bit of jammy sweetness, but not quite enough for me. I want it to be a bit sweeter, maybe, to balance out that sour. Definitely some tart raspberries. But yeah, I want more peanut butter in that, to be fair, but it's quite nice. Quite nice. Yeah, it's a kind of, not fair enough. It's kind of, I'm kind of looking for that flavour, that peanut butter still, and it's kind of there, but only there or thereabouts. It's really nice and refreshing. It's perfectly, like, you know, it's been in the fridge all afternoon. So, Kitty, yes, it comes in. It's must have a lap. Must have a lap. As dozens of soft furnishings that she could sit on to clean, but no, must have a disco lap. But there you go. Yeah, so because I haven't got a particular theme apart from, I thought it amused me to see the Great Beyond to the Other World, and I nearly got that wrong because I kept calling it Another World. Minimal lacing on there. Oh, it's too hot. I'll take that off for a while because it's starting to pop a sweat. Bear with, just thought of something. Adam, Merseybeer's fans popping in. Yeah, I've gone. I went to Great Beyond to Otherworld, and then Meet the Family. Meet the Family's Arundel Brewery. The next one. Yeah, I don't know whether I've done that right. Gone from a raspberry sour to a smoked lager, which kind of might be a little bit delicate, maybe. Again, that one sat there. I definitely picked that one up from Trembling Madness a while back, probably over the summer. So it has sat there a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely up next. Buddy Biggs, good evening to you. Thank you for popping in to say hello. Yeah. Slightly badly planned live stream from the Disco Arms as ever. Spent all of my time this morning on the transitions on the intro. Go back and watch them. I thought they were pretty good, to be honest. What can I say? Do you know what I mean? Greetings. I was a fan of the Otherworld, and I like smoked lagers, but there's a key issue with it. That is only in the description. Ooh, interesting. Otherworld is another one. I have looked on their website a while back, and it was one there was a lot of beers that I wanted to buy, so I ended up buying none because I couldn't afford to buy all of them, and I couldn't decide which ones not to buy. An oft problem that I have with breweries, not a problem, it's a good one to have. But yeah, I want to try and keep the stash down as I'm doing a Bash the Stash style show again to get these three out that have been sitting here in varying lengths of time from last year to possibly last month with this one. So at least this one's in date, and I think the other two should be just. I haven't looked at the dates as well, as always, because I don't have the magnifying glass to hand until I get on the stream. And yet more Americans stumble in. Thank you very much, Joey. Square Table Degenerates. Buddy, that's an in joke. That's the one, actually. Cheers. It's Port Charles. Charles. Yeah, so, yeah. Peanut butter. PB&J, it's either jelly or jam, isn't it? That's another argument we could have all afternoon. I thought that one because I had one of the orange sours on keg and it was decent. But I know Mr. Harry Bluenose had them mild and didn't think much of that either. Oh dear. It's difficult, isn't it? When you see a beer that you really kind of like the look of, and then it turns out to maybe not be quite what you expected. It's difficult to go in with that kind of neutrality, I suppose, either by the brewery or the beer type or whatever. I try, but I just say what I see when I do the reviews, really. You know, you have to try and be nice, don't you, if you can, but what can you do? If the beer's not all that, it's not all that. This is all that. It's good. There's a raspberry sour. It's pretty good. I want more peanut butter. It doesn't quite balance out in that way. Sweetness doesn't quite balance out the sour. Tart raspberries, but easily smashable. Would be great in the summer. That peanut butter is just kind of really thin peanut butter, kind of a thin spread of peanut butter on a wafer, and a very thin wafer at that. I said toast originally, but now definitely kind of wafery peanut butter. Yeah, so yeah, for a London brewery, I didn't even realise was a London brewery. Great Beyond. I'll maybe have a look at them another time. But this one's not been too bad, actually. It's, yeah, good fruitiness, good kind of not massively sour, although it started off pretty sour, and then it's kind of balanced out a little bit. I'm now trying to smash it because I want to get onto the Otherworld one to see what Adam's talking about. So it might be a bit difficult going on to that after this one, but we'll have a little palate refresh and see how we get on. But yeah, really gentle Monday Club tonight. Nothing too strong. I should do some strong Monday Club ones tonight. Do some night of 10% or something. That would be interesting by the third one. But yeah, 4.4 on this one, which again I think is slightly unusual for a sour of this note. I mean, you do get, you know, session and easy drinking sours at 3.5%, 4%, but yeah, 4.4%. Is it all right? Yeah, it's all right. Would I drink it again? Probably not. Maybe if I needed that kind of palate refresher halfway through a session, I do like putting some vitamin C down, some fruitiness. But yeah, that's quite nice, quite gentle, interesting flavors, a bit of complexity, lots of things to try and find. Didn't quite find the peanut butter, but there you go. There you go. Gonna neck it. Yeah, that much. Yeah, it's not exactly a lot, is it? But you know what I mean. Cheers. There we go. Somebody does proper drinking on a Monday night. 8.4% double IPA. Good man yourself. Like I said, I did briefly look at a Two Flints, the Flock and Two Flints double IPA. It might be the same one. I'm sure that's 8.4, but not if it's not collab. Trust buddy to bring the tone down. Not that it was very high in the first place. Sounds like if you gave somebody who's already drunk a peanut butter beer, you would be seeing some projectile vomiting. Well, you wouldn't want to with this and that bright red colour. Do you know what I mean? It looked like he's been drinking Snake Bite and Black, which I'm not adverse to. But yeah, no, there's not a lot of peanut butter in that. Perhaps, sadly, I've had much stronger, very flavoured and ABV peanut butter and jam or jelly sours. That Vampire Disco from Neon Raptor being one, but I'm not disappointed with it. It was nice enough. Good little slurp. I'll try and palate cleanse that sourness then, because the next one I think is a little bit more delicate than that. So it's a different one. Yeah, it's not the Flock one. Fair play. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go on to I've got my banners in the wrong order. Beer number 2, please. At least I got the banner up. There we go. Yeah, so as we were talking about just now, from Otherworld Brewing, who I believe are up in Scotland. Look away if you're arachnophobic, because there's a big spider on the label. I'm not a big fan, but I can manage it in drawings. Yeah, a Scottish smoked lager, as opposed to any other lager, I guess. Yeah, nice and pale on the pour. Nothing big on the aroma just yet. Plenty of fizz, carbonation, forming a nice big bubbly head, lots of carbonation racing up the glass on there. If you can see that. Not quite, but trust me, there is on a fairly pale pour, but proper lagery looking. Let's have a little sniff. Oh, that's very interesting. I'm sorry, kitty cat. Say hello. Bye. Yeah, nice tightly packed head there. Good head development. Looks good. Have to get your nose in for that aroma, but yeah, there's definitely kind of smokiness and slight bacon notes going on. Only very slightly. Certainly wouldn't be one for Kevin if he's still in. Ongoing joke about smoked beers. Although it feels like that might be slightly different to your regular smoked beer. I say nice and bubbly, head that sticks around. My poor lighting means these white cans that I've chosen today, there does seem to be a bit of a black and white kind of note developing in some pastel shades, but there you go. So yeah, not too bad. It looks all right. It looks proper lager-like. Yeah, it's definitely a interesting smokiness. Kind of it's going towards frazzles, going towards kind of smoky bacon. You can just pick up the maltiness in the background as well. So yeah, cheers or sláinte. Okay. Yeah, really unusual kind of flavour. Oh, not frozen again. Have I frozen or have you frozen, Mersey? It's impossible to tell, really. I plugged the camera back in, so it's not that going down the middle. Oh, it sure is. There you go. No, it's going on right there. Yeah, got back. Good man, good stuff. Let's take it off then so it doesn't confuse things. But there we go. Hello. Greetings. Yes. Smoking his beer again. Yes, there's a little smokiness going on. A little but the ticker isn't. Yeah, I think the ticker, because it's not part of the camera setup. So yeah, 5.5% Scottish smoked lager. I mean, as lagers go, is a Scottish lager a particularly standout thing? Not really. It's lager, isn't it? It's got these kind of Bamberg-esque notes of smoke. I've actually tempered a little bit now on the second sip. I was frozen a few too. I did step off camera for a little bit, but that shouldn't have affected things because he picked up the phone. But these things. It wouldn't be a Rasco and Disco live stream, or a Rasco and Disco anything without a few technical issues along the way. I'm going to go back to this comment from Mersey Beers. Not that one. I was going to go back to that one as well. I'm on the lemonade. I quite a few beers last night, including 2 VC. Stupid. That stupid juice. I've never quite got around to that. I've not seen it I've been looking for beers for a while and trying not to buy more beers. So I thought, I've given that a swerve so far. But yeah, what was this comment I was looking for? But there is a key issue with it that is only in the description. Well, Scottish, was it the Scottish part, the smoked part, or the lager part that you have the issue with? Let's have a quick read, see what we can see whilst we've got the can here. Got the glass out, magnifying glass out. A crisp, dry lager made using German smoked malts. Good enough, good. Then barrel aged in cool Isla. That's how you spell Isla, ILA, I think. Cool Illa and North British whiskey barrels. I didn't realise that. To combine the best of Scottish and German brewing tradition. Sounds good. Barley wheat, hops, yeast, etc. Doesn't say the hops. Not a continental writing on there for some reason. 5.5%. Oh, here we go. Canned on 27th of November 23. Best before 27th of August 24. Got an Edinburgh postcode there. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the description. I don't know. As soon as I read whiskey, I'm like, maybe that's what it is. There's a sort of, there's a sort of slight. The wood smoke is there. That's strong. There's a good maltiness to it, and there is a sort of. I'm not a big whiskey fan at all. Very few whiskies pass my palate very well, and plenty of people have tried. But there is a sort of spirity edge to it. Now I think about it, I suppose, and it's kind of, it's not bad. You found the other weird non-smoked flavour. I think that's the whiskey, the kind of whiskey note to it. Slight woodiness, perhaps. There's a slight fruitiness. I want to say kind of like raisins or something. Sultanas, perhaps, but there's not. But only really, really slight, only because I'm looking for something else. It's. That's a smoke sound myself. Have you found the other weird non-smoked flavour? sometimes smoked beers, for me, especially anything that isn't Schlenkerla, go a bit, and I've said this before on a couple of reviews with some smoked beers, they go a bit kind of old leather couch and kind of cigar kind of smoke, you know. It's kind of a little bit of that there. Yes, barrel aged lagers are equal to taking a piss in church. Well, what? Because of, well, surely the whole point of lager, being it's about storage, is storing for a long time or a longer than usual period of time. So does it matter if you store them in whatever tank or a barrel? But it's like whiskey and lager is wrong. Okay, yeah, no, honestly, I see your point. I know what you mean. It's sort of like, it's like the old joke in it. It's like bloke goes into pub in Glasgow and says, "Can I have a lager shandy?" And the barman says, "Sorry, we don't serve cocktails here." But if you have a lager and a whiskey chaser, that's no wrong, is it? I don't know. I think it's just I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with Adam because he knows his onions when it comes to beers. If you get onions in beer, you're probably drinking the wrong beer. But barrel aged lagers, I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. Again, because they're quite light, I suppose. I mean, this is only 5.5. So it's generally. So yes, that's. I agree with Messi as well. I'm just on anti-smoked beers, really. I like old leather soft cigar smoking, but whiskey and lager is wrong. I mean, yeah, each to their own. I don't think it is. I don't. In this context, this beer anyway, it's odd. It's unusual, definitely. I'd never really thought about it before because you don't really see barrel aged lagers. Is it barrel aged? Or have they just added some kind of smoked wood chip or ex whiskey barrel wood chip to it? No, it does claim then barrel aged in cool. I don't know how to pronounce that. ILA. Yeah, it's not Isla because Isla's ISLA. And North British whiskey barrels to combine the best of Scottish and German brewing. Yeah, I can see that now. There's that kind of slightly spirity, slightly slight fruitiness. See now, this, yeah. If you're lagering your beer, do it in virgin oak barrel like the Germans. Don't piss around with used barrels. But surely more flavour is better, isn't it? Why not have different flavours and more flavours rather than like you say, just imparting the wood flavour from, like you say, a virgin barrel. It's an interesting point. I generally never really considered, Mersey, to be honest. And I don't disagree with you, to be honest. But yeah, it's a really interesting point. It's like one of them things about certain beer styles, like shouldn't be mixed or messed about with or whatever. You know, you get people who go, "Oh, I like beer to taste like beer," and this clearly doesn't taste like beer, except it does because this is a beer, and it's a beer that's been aged in whiskey barrels. So I'm all for it in a way. So I don't disagree with you, but okay, right, here we go. Yeah, I see what you mean. Lager is supposed to be a clean finish, and you cannot get that when you barrel age. Yes, okay, no, that is a fair point. I take that because I did, if you remember, raise my eyebrows when I said, where did I see it? Oh, yeah, crisp, dry lager. Yeah, you're right. That does slightly take the edge off the crispness of what you would normally expect a German lager, for example, to be. But then, do you get that crispness with the smoke? Say, like a Schlenkerla, is that a crisp lager? Yes, it is. Some of them are, anyway. Some of them much darker and more robust. That's a really interesting point. Well put. I set themselves up to fail with this one. Should have just done a standard smoked lager and done it well. Okay, yeah. I disagree in that it's necessarily bad, because it is kind of drinkable and it is interesting. There's a complexity to it. Like I say, finding that kind of barrel agedness, that kind of spirity edge to it, which is increasing now I think about it, or maybe just because I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I guess it's certainly a rarity. You don't really see much in barrel aging lagers. And I'm generally all for it, trying something different, because the beer world is awash. Everyone almost pretty much has to, I think, from what I can see. Every weekend at the brewery, we get people going, what's the closest thing you've got to a lager? Because they assume a craft brewery doesn't do a lager, mainstream fish. But yeah, they say, what's the closest thing you got to a lager? Well, that would be the Pilsner, because it is a lager. But yeah, I totally see what Adam's getting at there, in that it does sort of take away the crispness, but it's still fairly obviously a lager. It's got that lightness of body. There's a sort of maltiness to it. Yeah, so there isn't the crispness of a Pilsner. Slightly more towards the body of a Helles, maybe. Last barrel age I had before was Camden's at the end of the Imperial Lager. Now, well, yeah, but Camden, isn't it? How long did they really sit that for? It's like, did they just wash it out, or did they use chips? As an Impy fan, yeah, agreed. Love barrel aged beers. This one is is different though. As a barrel aging, I don't know. It depends how long the barrel aging is for as well. Oh, hang on, sorry, messed that up with the comments. Like Budweiser ages it. Really? Again, in barrels, no chips, probably. I don't know. Yeah, it's a really interesting point. I don't know. I hadn't really considered it before. Again, that conversation has kind of got me through, because I keep going back to look for it, try and find those things. And you're right, it's not a crisp, clean finish, but it's definitely. And again, obviously, my bad drinking it. This is the point. It's been aged for however long in barrels, and then you put a best before on it. It's like, how long can you age it? I know that those flavors will fail a little bit, but it doesn't. It's still got some amount of freshness on it to be a nice fresh lager. But yeah, clean and crisp, I would say maybe not. But some stuff shouldn't barrel age. Well, yeah, I can see what you mean about not barrel aging lagers, but is as an experiment, as a give it a go, just to see whether you should or not. Why not? Because I'm a wrong one. Well, in that case, you and me both, Mr. Wilson, we have a fairly similar palate. And yeah, I just like trying something different, and it is different, unusual. I say I hadn't really noticed about that whiskey barrel age, because I'd seen a few things about Otherworld. It's why I picked it up on. I don't think I even posted about it on Instagram, because I think it was in a box of stuff I got from Trembling Manders away in the summer for a couple of videos series I had planned and never actually did, about kind of mystery beers. So it was going to be part of like a series of beers I've got no idea about. And then I never did that really. It sat in the stash for too long. So I like it. I'm gonna say I like it. I'm sorry, Adam. I can see your point about not barrel aging lagers, but I'm all for it. Give it a go. Why not? If they can get away with it, I think they have got away with it here myself. Because that whiskey is kind of developed. If I hadn't read that, would I still be down here talking about whiskey and whiskey barrel age? I don't know. if I just drank it on my own. But there is definite. I noticed there was something different about it. There was that sort of flavour. So yeah, I like it. If I mean, it's not one I'm gonna must have it again, must rush out to it, because it is a pretty defined flavour. So I'm not a big whiskey fan. I don't know anything about those whiskies barrels they're talking about, but I quite liked it. I'm getting into it. I'm kind of getting into it. It's all right. I say there's that complexity to it. There's that difference of flavour. Smokiness and bacon kind of notes dying a little bit now. That whiskey's coming through a little bit more. Like I say, I'm a whiskey. I was to say whiskey curmudgeon, but no, I'm not really that into whiskey. So that's the best way of getting into whiskey for me. I like the edge on it. It's definitely smooth. There's nothing like wayward or off or anything like that. I'm quite happy with it. I'm glad to giving it a go. And it's good to see something different, a different way of doing a regular style of beer, because I say everybody else does your pilsners or your helles or even your common or garden lager, really. So I like something different. I like my Schlenkerlers because you've got that smokiness, and some of them have a sort of barrel aged edge to it, really, isn't they? Kinda. Some of the darker ones, anyway. Nice little bit of lacing on the glass. Kind of indication of quality. There's. Did I do the photo? Yeah, I did do the photo, didn't I? Get out. Yeah, so I quite like that, actually. It's interesting. It's different. I find it perfectly drinkable for all that lack of perceived crispness and sort of lager quality, but it's definitely there. Definitely lager notes there. If I'm looking at a barrel aged beer, I'm probably less excited by a whiskey barrel aged than I am, say, brandy or definitely rum barrel aged is the thing for me with beer. See, there's an innocent gun, isn't there? Innocent gun. Maybe it's like it's just a Scottish thing. Maybe I should chat to Stu from the Lager Logs about that. Is barrel aged lager just a Scottish thing? Just another way of imparting a bit more flavour and hopefully alcohol into a beer? I don't know. That's a great stereotype, and I do apologise, but you know what I mean. Is it like just sort of considered in Scotland to be okay? And we Sassenachs down in England think it's a wrong one, but I like it. I've got another Underworld beer in the stash. Again, I can't remember where I picked it up from. Underworld, Born Slippy, isn't it? That's why I got my head around it. But yeah, yeah, I know. Hey, listen, I had that Innocent Gun rum barrel aged stout the other day on a pint at Wetherspoons, and it was, do you know what I mean? 179. That's not why it was good. It was genuinely pretty good. I thought, anyway. But yeah, I quite like Innocent Gun. I know they're kind of next level of size, aren't they, in Scotland? So you've had this one. You've had this Otherworld. Oh, superb. Okay, jolly good. So yeah, it might just be a Scotland thing. Again, if that's the case, who am I to argue with Scotland? I like the Scottish. I have Scottish ancestry as well. I'm British, so I'm not one of these Englishmen that is staunchly anti-Scotland any more than I'm anti-Wales. So I'm fine with that, to be honest. I quite like this beer. It's and I like the debate. I like the fact that it provides that interesting discussion. To be fair, one that maybe me and Adam should have on a live stream at some point. Maybe over some other beers at some point. I guess that's an official invite. If you fancy a beer and a chat, Adam, do let me know. Pop along. We'll have a little powwow. Yeah, there you go. See, it's lovely on tap in the spoons. Fantastic. Yeah, it was soft. It was soft and smooth. That's again, it's like I said the other week. I had a pint of the Green King, and I wouldn't normally talk about Green King in such glowing terms, but because it was Navigate as well. It was a really nice beer. You're welcome. Anytime. If I can actually get my act together and organise something, it takes a lot because I never know if a stream's actually going to happen until I click live. To be honest, so many things could go wrong. I've got so many other things impinging on my time, even though I've got far too much time and large amounts of it spent wasting myself away. But yeah. In which case, I may do another stream tomorrow. It might be Tuesday tipple tomorrow, hopefully. We can even just smoke hard as you want. Being up the Schlenkerla. Okay, yeah. I often think about doing another Schlenkerla selection. I've still got that. I've still got inspection update. Smoked porter to do. That's another video that never made it to fruition. I got all these ideas and never get around to it. That's why I've ended up doing all these live streams just to get through the stash. So much for planning. But yeah, we can work something, that will be good. I imagine Trembling Madness is my usual go-to for Schlenkerla, or also Beers of Europe. Spiced smoky Schlenkerla. That would be amazing. I like the sound of that. I'm going to have to check that out. Right, let's finish on the smoked lager, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I quite liked it, to be honest. It's got that. I do like that kind of whiskey barrel edge to it, and the initial smoky bacon. The smoke's kind of dying down, and the whiskey barrel's coming a bit more to the fore. I'm all for it. Trying something a bit different that nobody else does. All good to me. Cheers. Adam will argue ad infinitum over that one. And Trembling Madness back in last week. I keep looking at Trembling Madness. Every time I look on Trembling Madness, there's about 70 quid's worth of beer I could buy that I don't need. I just want, but I don't need it. But I haven't any disco beers for a while. And not any new ones anyway. So I haven't felt like doing an order. Thanks, by the way, Adam, for officially thanks for pointing out that disco beer from Polly's that I already had in because I'd already seen it. But yeah, as always, please, and I know David Wilson does as well, point out if you see any disco beers. At some point, you'll see one that I haven't, and it'll all come together, and that'd be good. But thus far, I haven't been beaten. I don't think. Well, no, yeah. So far, so good. And I've got 3 in at the moment. I've got 2 Disco Day beers videos to get out and edit, and I haven't got around to it. One from as far back as like February because I was late for Christmas Disco Day last year, and then I've got the July one. I did it on Instagram. I've got that to get out, but yeah. Right, yeah. On to beer number 3, please. And we're going down the south coast for this one. Not quite the south coast. Down to Arundel Brewery in Sussex. And this one is called, as the end of the title suggests, a Meet the Family. It is a 5.4% coffee porter. As you know, I love me porters and me stouts. So this one was an easy sell. Again, I picked this one up. Might have been as long ago as back end of last year because they did a disco beer, kitchen disco. Not that one that's up there. The glass is terrible. I think it'll be okay. It's a porter. You're never going to notice. It's a little bit bubbly, but that's probably because it's sat there a while. So I do as I do for porters into the bowl glass. Wow. Oh yeah, I saw that one. I saw the thing for that. Red and Brown Ale stream a week on Friday. So more than welcome to join. Yeah, I have to think. I don't think I've got any brown ales. I think I drank all the brown ales. I certainly haven't got any red ales, as far as I know. But I may keep a lookout, see if I can pick something up in the meantime. Because I do like a brown ale. Red ales, I'm never sure about. They always look like something I should like, being sort of slightly darker variety. Often flatter to deceive, but I will keep an eye out for that one. If not, I'll look in on that stream and see what you've got. I didn't really enjoy that American brown ale from up the Spoons the other day from Thornbridge, the Coltrane. Yeah, I know it's another hour for you to go, Kitty, and then we'll get back to it. Whilst I do the photo, thank you for reminding me, Mr. Wilson, as always. I'll put the laptop down. It's always difficult in the light doing stouts with the glare from the laptop. I can get them all in. Can I get it all in? This camera's been much better recently focusing in the dark. It used to really hate the dark conditions, but it seems to be working much better. Yeah, we got that one in nice and focused. Oh, I've developed a little bit of a cough, which is a bit of a worry, but it'll be okay. I hope, yeah, good head development, quite bubbly a little bit, I thought, and that's kind of dissipating a little bit now. It always just ends up being slightly disappointing on stouts, doesn't it? But 2nd November is a Saturday. Well, I guess he's doing it on the 1st then. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, 2nd November is a Saturday. Because I've got a thing. A track red IPA. Yeah. I've enjoyed the cocktail. I did not enjoy it. It wasn't quite as good as I wanted it to be. It was a little bit American. But I was going to be, I think, a bit hoppy, and I felt it a bit too hoppy. Yeah, and I had it on Friday night, and I went because I wanted to try a couple of beers, and the beer I wanted, which is actually an Adnams beer, and I don't drink Adnams anymore, and I drink Green King. But it had gone by the time I got up there. I was a bit disappointed. That was the Earl Grey. I don't think it was an Earl Grey IPA. It was an Earl Grey Pale, I think, but I missed it. Hopefully that'll be in my other local Wetherspoons this week, possibly. And if I get a chance tomorrow, or maybe later in the week if it's on, I'll be good popping down there for a couple, hopefully. But yeah, I did not enjoy it. It was all right, but not as good as I wanted it to be in a way. Right, yeah. So the 1st, 9:30. Cool. Yeah. So 9:30 a week on Friday. Everybody pop over to a Mersey Beers for a red and brown ale stream. I love a theme. Of course, I love a theme. So yeah, I might look in on that one. I think I'm available because I'll be working on Saturday. But yeah, so Arundel Brewery down in that's the one. Yeah, tea drop. Great tea taste. Yeah, I actually went there to try that, and I say I don't really drink Adnams because I'm not a big fan of most of their beers, apart from some of their craft stuff. Because they did start getting some decent craft arm going now and again. But yeah, it was in Wetherspoons. But yeah, anyway. So 5.4% coffee porter from Arundel Brewery. Just cleared my nose because it's starting to block up again. There's a faint whiff of coffee there for me, but I think that's just because my nose is a bit blocked. But let's get into it anyway. Arundel Brewery, meet the family, 5.4% coffee porter. Cheers. Nice. I didn't palate cleanse, so I haven't gone into that clean, but yeah, quite a rich coffee flavour. Not a big fan of coffee generally, I just drink cheap coffee. But in my beer, that means I'm not too fussed on how decadent or rich the coffee is. I just want it to be a nice drinkable coffee flavour. As you know, I like porters and stouts, so this is always going to be an easy one. I've got to have another look at a chocolate stout as well, because I think I had it on a live stream, or maybe just went mad and just tried it without reviewing it, and it was really, really nice. Big Bear. So I've got to do an actual review of that at some point. So I'm going to have a quick look at Arundel, because I haven't looked at their website for a long, long time. Again, it's one that's sort of probably maybe a bit less well known, a bit underrated. I think they're a little bit more maybe towards more traditional beers, and have got a bit more into craft more recently. I think they've been going a while. Let me just check. There we go. Otherworld is an award-winning West Sussex-based family-run independent brewery. Been brewing beer since 1992. Superb. Run by a family of craft beer fanatics. Aim to create the most delicious and flavoursome beers possible. Isn't that every brewery's aim? But fair play. Receiving an overall rating of 3.68 across all of the beers on Untappd. Well, 4's pretty good, and it's close enough. Collaborations. 2019, we opened a tap room, the Brewhouse Project, where you can try a fresh beer from the brewery alongside great coffee. I'm part of the local tourism. So yeah, so it's not quite on the coast. It's kind of just inland. There's a big castle there as well. I have been actually, but I didn't at the time know there was a brewery there, which is terrible, isn't it? I hate when breweries do that, when there's a big banner at the top. It's like, yeah, squeeze that down, put a better logo, and I can see like a lot more in view. I want to see all of those, and that's probably because I've zoomed, isn't it? Because of my bad eyesight. Yeah, that's better. Oh, there we go. That looks good. From the off, plum and blackberry sour. I like the darker fruits in a sour. House lager. Merkel Pale Ale. See, they still do the traditional stuff, despite going into craft cans. Sussex Dark. Hello. I pass on the gold and the IPA, but yeah. Dark ales. So yeah, a nice mixture of like craft and traditional beers there. And I should imagine down that way throughout West Sussex, you'd see them in pubs a fair bit on cask. None of the beers I've got in. I say I've still got theirs one. And I tell you what, I did have. I had a really nice Belgian style double from them that I still haven't reviewed. That is definitely out of date, but it's 7.5%, so it doesn't really matter, does it? I know I follow these guys on Instagram. I really wouldn't put that photo on Instagram, but there you go. Yeah, no, some good stuff coming from the south coast. Including this one. Yeah, really good. Quite balanced on the coffee, between a little bit of chocolate as well. Darker malts, yeah, just really all nicely balanced there. Not massively smooth, but wouldn't necessarily expect so in a porter. Smoother flavours. There's no. Sometimes in coffees, actually get a little bit of kind of sort of edginess that goes kind of the bitter coffee note kind of stands out a bit too much. That's not the case for me here, I don't think. I normally want to see like kind of bourbon biscuity note from a porter. Not so much that here. It's more kind of chocolate wafer a little bit. Bit coffee Kit Kat, which is fine. I'm all right with that. Yeah, solid coffee pour. Anybody seen Arundel about? Anybody had Arundel Brewery down from the south coast? I don't know how much they get up this way. I knew this was going to happen. I've got 30 seconds because I was so pleased with it. I don't need a look. I don't know. Normally I get through 3 beers without nipping out, but I'm going to do the interval. I'm going to just play this again because it really. I know I've got 47 seconds to get back. So, cheers and enjoy the beers. Not quite. Didn't quite make it. But I generally think those transitions are the best I've ever done and absolutely spot on. I just really, it's one of my favouriteest intros ever. Oh, going to Spoons. Okay, I've never seen that up this way. Obviously a bit further south from me, so maybe they get into that area. Fair play. I've not seen them up here, so but I have to maybe look out. Yes, good evening, Henry. Thanks for popping in. Howdy. Hope you're doing all right. Hope your Monday night's going well. Yes, only slightly. It's a few seconds over. Henry 420 popping in, and your pre-stream comments as well. Loved as always. Superb. So I'm on to the third beer tonight. No theme tonight. It's just into the great beyond, to the other world, to meet the family. You're not meeting my family. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. They're lovely people. What am I talking about? Back in 2018, that was a long time ago and a whole different other world ago. What a great segue. I'm genius. Well, never had an Arundel beer, did it? Yeah, no, you'd have to be down south. I tell you, if you was visiting Craig over in Kent, you might see some over that way because it's a neighbouring county to Kent, really, isn't it? West Sussex. Or is that East Sussex? I'm never sure about Sussex, where the border is. It's like Eastern, but just call it Sussex. Why? Well, it's not that big enough to split, to be fair. Cooking food, superb, good. Yeah, well, it's not really rocking on a Monday night. It's kind of more let's rock, but gently, I think. So coffee porter. Kind of, I like to finish on a dark if I can. I don't always manage it on these streams because, like I said, I try to get the theme in, but it's a bit of a squeeze in this show, but a nice coffee porter. There's that coffee. There's a raw coffee bean. I've seen coffee beans going in a while away. Like I said this before, and they're red. So I always imagined to be like red currants or red berries in some way. So I always get a little bit of fruitiness sometimes. There's the bourbon biscuits I was talking about. Kind of chocolatiness slightly coming through. Sort of coffee bitterness. But it's all fairly well balanced. There's much more smoothness now. I say 5.5 or 5.4, but it's like nice, smooth, slightly rich coffee with a little bit of kind of fruit note, kind of red berry note. If I saw that in a pub, that would be An excellent note. Say coffee porters for me can sometimes be a bit funny. It's like I want to like them, but they kind of became, I don't know, there was that next stage of like coffee porters and coffee stouts that kind of were a little bit too much, and people were just bunging coffee in because they were doing it with their local coffee roastery. And it didn't always work for me, but that one's good. I like that one. Really nice. Let me see what they say about it just quickly. We've mashed up 100 litres of oat milk with a generous batch of espresso to brew a rich, toasty, and delightfully creamy coffee porter. Okay. Boozy latte for one, please. Artwork by the incredibly talented 13 Scorpios. Are they not mushrooms? Is that not? Are they not mushrooms? It's not coffee, is it? It's mushrooms to me. Tell me I'm wrong. Make it make sense. I mean, I like it. It's a great bit of randomness, but I swear they're little mushrooms. Maybe it says more about the art. Anyway, yeah, okay. So, grab more beers and find more info at Arundel Brewery. Enjoy fresh. Best before, see base. Well, let's have a look. This is the killer, isn't it? Did I manage to get it in time? Has definitely been sitting in the stash most of the year. Meet the fam. Yay! 11th of December, 2024. I tell you why. It's because I got this order in definitely early December last year. Because, yes, I tell you why. Because Arundel were brilliant. I got this order in, and again, it was only a small order because I was trying not to buy too many beers. But because I had a beer called Kitchen Disco, I got a small order. I got this one. I got the chocolate stout and the Belgian style double in 330 cans was on like special and reduced because it was like the best before was like January or something. So I got like 4 of them. They were like £2 a can or something. I kind of mugged the brewery off a little bit. But I was happy because I got a small order. Yeah, it was like £5-6 delivery, all good. And then I think it was like the following day or later on that day, I saw an Instagram post from them announcing this was now on the web shop, and I'm like, I've just done an order. What do I do? Like, so I emailed them like on reply from like the receipt. I said, look, I've just made an order. I'd love to purchase a couple of these cans as well. Is there any chance I can put it through and like add it to this order or whatever? And to be fair, to their credit, I think if I remember rightly, I put it through as a collection and they added the 2 cans. So in terms of customer service, I mean, you don't want to do that all the time too much, but I've said, look, I'll put an order in. I've just seen this, can I do it? And they did, and they sent them to me as well. So that's why it's still in date, because it was just freshly announced on the website when I put the order in. So can't fault their customer service. I do like it when breweries do that. Some breweries would just like, oh no, mate, sorry, I can't do it, but they're small enough. I guess they need the order, to be fair. And yeah, they were really good. They put it through. So fair play to them for that. Big up Arundel Brewery, I guess. They need a decent, well-chosen coffee blend. Some can be met or too strong. Well, this is different. This is what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't really drink posh coffee, as I call it. So I wouldn't know what a decent one was. Do you know what I mean? I buy my coffee from Aldi, or if I'm in the right place at the right time, Tesco's Gold. Do you know what I mean? The basic, cheapest, not the cheapest, not the basics, but do you know what I mean? I'm not really that big a coffee fan. Like, I'm not discernible. I'm not a coffee snob, unlike beer. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I must buy the best beer. You know, like I say, drinking £1.79 beer. I'm not even a beer snob last week. As long as the beer is good, as long as the coffee is drinkable. But I don't really go out and buy coffee from coffee shops. We got the bakery up the front, and they got the coffee machine and all that. And I'm like, no, just give me an Americano, lots of cold milk. I don't need that frothy latte malarkey, especially not an iced coffee unless it's in a beer. They love beer in a coffee coffee in a beer as long as it's done pretty well. And this one is, I think. To be fair, I'm not discerning about coffee enough. Highly recommend the coffee stout series, either diluted particle series or space ratio. Where's that from? What's that related to? Diluted particle sounds a bit too scientific for me, to be fair. Yeah, coffee stouts, and coffee porters are one like I say, because I don't drink coffee. I had a little period where I was like, I'll buy every one I could see because I wanted it to be good, and I think sometimes it doesn't. I'd rather just a straight porter that will pick up a little bit of coffee notes anyway from the malt, a little bit of coffee, chocolate, bourbon, biscuit. I think this one does that as well as having a little bit of coffee. So, and now again, I see there is a little bit of that smoothness comes from that kind of creamy, kind of lye kind of notes. So yeah. Anyway, if I'm not here by the time you get right back, it's because I've smashed this beer. I've really enjoyed it. Really good one to finish on. To be fair, I think. Yeah, there's a whole porter stout argument. Coffee stout, coffee porter, either or. To be honest, I could say porters. I always go bourbon biscuit, so that's kind of hit all the right notes. It really sits well on the palate. It's totally my thing. A little bit of beer legs, a little bit of lacing on that one, on the old beer legs as well. Slinging to the glass. I'm just trying to think. I'm immediately trying to think, can I go another one? Can I spread it out for another one? Or do I just chill? I'm not going to work tomorrow. Lots of other things to do. So, yeah, no, it's been a good Monday night session here on Monday Club. So, as always, thanks to all of you guys for popping in, chiming in, telling me what you're drinking, popping the comments in. Again, yeah, no. It's easily done. I'm not normally that well convinced, but yeah, I don't know what I'd go on to next. To be honest, I can't think of anything that would fit in the theme. But we haven't got a theme today, so normally I finish halfway through the third as well. But I've been chatting away and smashed that one pretty well. So I'm going to leave it to the three. I'm going to see who else is about, if anybody else is on, or if anybody else wants a little a quick stream. Other things to do, but no, thank you very much as everybody. As always, I'm impressed and pleased when everybody pops in with the comments and the chats, and if you haven't done so already, the likes and subscribes and all that blah blah blah. So yeah, happy Monday, happy damn Monday. It's been a good Monday club tonight. I'll work out what I'm doing for Tuesday tipple tomorrow. I think I'll put a Tuesday tipple up because I can't do Wednesday because I once again watching the mighty Argyle courtesy of Uncle Rupert on the old Skybox. That's if I get back from the brewery in time, because I think we're brewing. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe I'll do a Thursday as well. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks very much to everybody. Have a good Monday night. Plus it's a school night. Let's do an early finish. And that will be awesome. So yeah, I've been Disco of Rasco and Disco Beer Review from the Disco Arms. And my final thoughts on the matter is this from Henry 420. Let's rock. But gently, it's a Monday night. Cheers all. Here's the outro. Cheers and enjoy the beers as ever.